Good evening, everyone. Welcome back inside our Home Field Credit Union Studio B as we bring you our final summer edition of the Milford Informer. I am your host, Tim Coet. That's right, this is our last of our summer editions of the Informer. As of September 7th, we will be back on air with our regular weekly installments. We do have a full show for you tonight, including 2 different stories from the Milford High School Athletic Department. Let's share the details on everything we have coming up in our top stories rundown. Tonight, we'll hear from Milford High School Athletic Director Peter Boucher as he discusses the school's 4th annual Leadership Academy and the impact it has had on the school's student athletes. Also tonight, Milford TV member Caitlin Mobilia reports on an event held recently at the Craft Roots Brewery to commemorate the 10-year anniversary of the Milford Upper Charles Trail. And later in sports, we've got our first fall sports season preview as we take a look at the Scarlet Hawks football team. Earlier this month, MHS Athletic Director Peter Boucher and his staff held the school's annual Leadership Academy. This marks the 4th consecutive year Mr. Boucher has gathered the incoming athletic captains together with the goal of instilling lessons of leadership, problem solving, and sound decision making that will help the students on the athletic fields and throughout their college and adult lives.
I think this, in my mind, definitively is the best year that we've had. I think we continue to get better each and every year. I think our presenters get stronger. They get, to have more of expertise. I think the community support gets stronger. But there was something special about the captains this year. I think they really jumped all in. And the captains before did also. I don't want that to sound negative in any way, shape, or form. But I got to tell you, these captains that were here this year, they just, when the other captains went 100%, this group went 110, 115%. And I'm really excited to see what this group of young leaders does. Because right now they're saying the right things, and more importantly, they're doing the right things. We talk about, the only things they really have as influence are their words and their actions. And right now I see them practicing on their own. I'm in Milford a lot, and these captains are out there working hard individually, in partnerships with small groups and then with their teams. So they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk right now. So I really feel like this Leadership Academy was as tight as it could possibly be, and I think it's as influential as it could possibly be. So I'm excited.
I really thought that the 3 days, between it being 2 mainly academic days and then the last day being a hands-on activity day, was really good. Because the first 2 days, I didn't really know what to expect since this is my first year. We learned about teamwork, conflict resolution, just a bunch of stuff, and I really think that all of them will be really helpful to our season. And the last day, which was the hands-on day, I really had to we did the ropes course, and I really had to put my trust in other people, meaning it's gonna foreshadow into the season. I have to trust in even people who I don't really know, new people to the team, and we really just have to work together. So I really think that the whole leadership program was really beneficial.
We did the first 2 days at the high school, and then we went and had some fun on the last day. That was good. It's very, it's very hands-on, obviously. Everything is very, you're outside, you're in the sun, or for some cases we actually got rained on, but that's okay. They had different types of ropes to where, you needed people on the ground that had to keep the stability in the ropes so people could cross above, because, if one weak link, you're only as good as your weakest link. And if somebody's not holding their own weight, they're going to fall. So you really put the trust in one another to, keep that one person up and keep that one person, going, just like you would in a team. Just like you're only as good as your weakest link in a team or in anything you do. You want everybody constantly improving and constantly going. So we kept everybody on the right path, and it was just a lot of fun too.
We wanted it to be part of the fabric and the DNA of our athletic department. We want our upperclassmen and our captains to have a definition. What does it mean to be a leader? We want them to be that leader 24/7. If you're going out to dinner at D'Angelo's or lunch or whatever, anywhere around town, Oliva's, and even if you're not wearing the M on your chest, you are wearing it. And it's really important to us that kids behave that way. But no, you're absolutely correct. These kids are now, by osmosis and diffusion, being around the athletic department, being on teams 1, 2, and 3 seasons, they're just being sort of inundated with the positive types of expectations and behavior that we want our kids and our coaches and everybody involved with the programs to be displaying. So yes, that's probably one of the biggest takeaways, and probably one of the things I'm most proud of, is that we really are, we use the term forging the future. We're really, in my opinion, forging the future, and I'm just ecstatic about it.
Difference from last year to this year, we had a completely different section in goal setting. Last year we didn't really have a goal setting section, so I took away, that was one of the biggest things I took away, was goal setting, because I believe that's one of the biggest things when you compete as a team, because everybody should have goals no matter what, because that's what's really the team is striving for. It's really where the team wants to go. I think that's just the biggest thing to keep everybody is one.
I felt really good about our new presenters. I felt great about our sort of traditional. Dr. Joseph has become a staple. Andrew Manini came on board this year. He was involved last year, but really took on a leadership role. Andrew did a fascinating presentation on social media, and really put a positive spin on it. Like the Belichick, don't put anything out there that people can use, because we do that. We grab everything we see where people might mildly disrespect us, and we use that. Jay Mastey came back. He's not coaching anymore, but he's so invested and so deeply believes in what we're doing for the student athletes. He lives in Milford, and for just personal reasons decided not to return as the head coach and whatnot, and had some other things that he needed to take care of. But he's still part of our he's part of the family. So he came in and did a great job. Brian Mackey. Everybody knows Brian Mackey, right? Fantastic athlete, amazing baseball player, played at Boston College. I really, really like what Brian brings to the table. He's our assistant basketball coach. We do this 10 or 15 minute traditional, what it means to be from Milford, the pride and the fire and the ferocity that you need to bring. He knocked that out of the park.
For volleyball, we do a summer league, and during the summer league, one of our other captains, Julia Reardon, she's a junior captain, outstanding person, awesome. She really showed to me, and I even messaged Boucher. I really thought that she stepped up as a captain. She had her head up, because she has the same problem with me. She gets down on herself, but we were just playing, we're scrimmaging, and she just really stood out to me. She was just excited, her energy was up, and she really showed to me exactly what a captain should be. And she's younger than me, so I really thought that that was really impressive, and I just thought it was outstanding.
We are where we want to be. We got a little further to go. I always say we've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. We want to be who Milford was, when they put the bricks in at the new school, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and we want to uphold what we're calling the long red and white line. We want to be part of that tradition, and our kids are really taking that seriously, and so are our coaches too.
It's very unique what we have here. I do feel this is something that you can take for granted, that you don't want to take for granted, per se. It's very custom to what we do. I feel that everybody gets the most out of it, because not only can you use it for your sport that season, or however many captains, how many ever seasons you are a captain for, but you can use it for the rest of your life, really. I mean, I know that's just so very broad, but it's so true at the same time, no matter what you do. Another thing that we did was conflict resolution, that former soccer coach Jay Mastey would talk about. You could see conflict wherever you go in life. Wherever you work, whatever job you do. It's just something that you could always do. It shows the teamwork. You're always going to be part of a team. So everything that you can take away and use wherever you go.
I think we're in a great place. I say it all the time. Milford is a special place for so many reasons, and we do things that other towns want to do and talk about doing, but just can't find a way to make it happen. And we make it happen here in Milford, and it's just awesome.
The Milford Upper Charles Trail recently enjoyed a major milestone. It's been 10 years since the trail first opened here locally, and to commemorate the occasion, the Friends of the Milford Upper Charles Trail hosted a celebration with sponsors and volunteers over at Craft Roots Brewery. Our roving reporter and Milford TV member Caitlin Mobilia traveled over to the event to capture the festivities.
Hi, I'm Kate Mobilia. I'm here at Craft Roots Brewery, and we're here to come see what's happening at the Friends of the Trail event, and we're going to interview some people and just see what festivities are happening. So let's do it. what are we doing here today? What is this great event?
Well, we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the trail. Basically, we've invited the sponsors, the people who have donated, food to various events. For instance, the Alamo restaurant with Fred donating some wonderful burritos that I happen to enjoy very much all the time at his Alamo restaurant. We got food from the Pizza Palace. We got the confectionery food. They've been sponsors for a number of years. And we're just celebrating here at Craft Roots, which thankfully provided the space to host this event.
We wanted to have something a little more informal than our usual get-together. We usually have a monthly get-together first Tuesday of the month at the Senior Center. And that's a more formal thing, following Robert's rules of meetings and everything. This is just like a get-together amongst friends over beers, local craft beers.
What does the trail committee do?
Well, they try to promote the use of the trail for everybody's benefit. Being part of the committee, you get to meet a bunch of folks that are like-minded and trying to see how can we make awareness of the trail better and how can we get better use of the trail.
How do people get involved if they would like to volunteer?
Well, if they want to volunteer, there's many different ways. One, you can join one of the organizations which clean the trail, or you can come to the committee meetings and then they'll have plenty of opportunities to serve.
What do you think the benefits are of having a trail in Milford? That's so nice.
Well, for starters, it's a great opportunity for exercise.
I like to run, so I'm a long-distance runner, so I run a lot. But I also enjoy just walking. My wife's an avid walker, so walking and running all year round. I love it.
Also, it provides some recreation for the local area. People can get out, get some exercise. It's well paved, it's well maintained. We keep it as clean as possible so there's not tires and batteries and other junk all over creation. And so it's a nice, safe trail that it's patrolled regularly by the police department at Milford Police with their bikes and motorcycles. So you never know who you're going to run into on that trail. And it's a great place for the citizens of Milford and the people in the surrounding communities to come and visit.
It has been another exciting and fun-filled summer throughout the Milford community. Once again, one of the staple summer activities in town came courtesy of our good friends over at the Claflin Hill Symphony. Claflin just wrapped up their Family Night at the Bandstand concert series, but before the final notes were played, we visited with Claflin Hill director Paul Serpine to hear about all of the fun that was had over at Town Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing out there? Yeah, come on, yeah. It's the last night of Family Night at the Bandstand for this year. This is it, so whoop it up. How you doing out there, Milford? Yeah, it's getting better, all right. Yeah. Paul Serpine, founding executive and artistic director of Claflin Hill Symphony, and the founder of Family Night at the Bandstand way back in 1996. And tonight we're here for the final concert of our 23rd Family Night at the Bandstand season, Family Night at the Bandstand 2018. We always have a lot of our favorite regular acts that everybody that's been coming to the concerts for over 20 years kind of really enjoys, and they expect to see them every year, like Help, the Beatles Band, the Fantasy Big Band, Jerry Seco and his Milford Jazz Machine, of course the Claflin Hill Symphony Summer Winds, which you see behind me, are the, you might say, the anchor store chain of the series. I mean, this whole thing started with the Milford Concert Band, which was the predecessor of Claflin Hill. And so we do several of the concerts. Tonight we're closing out the season with a Boston pop style Esplanade kind of pops concert, everything from movie to patriotic to some fun things like the YMCA, Sweet Caroline to keep that Red Sox Nation mojo going. We're doing a lot of things tonight that are kind of fantasy music, like from The Lord of the Rings, The Cowboys, John Williams score to the John Wayne movie, and great things like that. Aladdin, Disney movie. This year we also had a special new band mid-season on July 30th. We had Zach Innes and the Honeybees. They're a Tom Petty tribute band. They first performed back in the spring at Central Tavern. The guys all came and played one night here at Family Night to Bandstand, brought a huge crowd. And so all in all, it's actually been an extraordinarily great season this summer, great musical acts, and we've been blessed with having great weather almost every single week of the season. Every Tuesday night's turned out like what you see. It was cloudy all day, it's almost concert time, the sun's coming out, and it's going to be a beautiful night here at the Milford Town Park at the Milford Musicians Pavilion. Kind of something that's all about what Claflin Hill is, which is a really wide-ranging organization that does all kinds of music, from a jazz series to chamber music, symphony orchestra at Town Hall, pops concerts, the park concerts. Everything started here in the park. That is now Claflin Hill. This is where it started back in 1996. So the kind of neatest thing I like about this is when I'm not actually playing or conducting on the bandstand on those nights, and I get to wander around in the audience and talk to people. I mean, I hate to tell people I don't actually know all their names. Everybody knows my name, but I actually know everybody in this park on a Tuesday night. They've become like family, like friends. They really show up every week to just have a great concert experience together, to be out, in their park with neighbors, getting to see their friends. That's kind of the best part of it, really. But go to claflinhill.org. We're about to unveil the 2018-19 season with almost more than 20 concert events going on through this coming year.
With summer activities coming to an end, that means it's time to start looking ahead to the fall, and of course that means football season is just around the corner. The Scarlet Hawks football team is already at work preparing for the 2018 fall season. The team recently held their annual media day, and as I talked to the coaches and players, there was a universal feeling of optimism and excitement over the state of the program and the prospects for the team in the upcoming year. Last fall, Milford football began laying a new foundation of success after head coach Anthony Bazakis was brought in to take over the program. Now with a year under his belt, the head coach has high expectations for where the team can go in the upcoming season.
Last year, taking over the program, I thought we started a little slow. We definitely progressed not only as a team but as a staff, and the direction of the program from November through the winter and then the spring and the summer has been so positive and has been just a complete 180 from last year, and our guys are excited. We're so much farther ahead, and we really have high expectations for this year.
One of the biggest things I see is everybody's coming together much quicker than I've seen in the past. There's definitely a much more family atmosphere, and we can't thank Coach Vasakis for that enough. It's really, he's brought everyone together into one, and it's just something that's helped this program grow as fast as it can humanly go.
While training camp is still in its early stages, preparation for the 2018 fall season started long ago, thanks to a host of off-season workouts and training programs led mostly by the captains and seniors.
It was led mainly by our seniors, our captains, who really understood that the expectations for this year were high, and it starts in the weight room. It starts with training, nutrition, and all that stuff that goes into being ready to play the sport of football. So I think with their expectations being high and my expectations being high, it was a perfect fit. And I think the confidence level like I said before, is really high going into this fall season.
We ran at the beginning of the summer, we ran our summer workout sessions, and that's getting up at 6 in the morning, be here for 6:30. We start at 6:30 and we get our workout in before the day even starts. So that was something huge. That's something that, we had almost 70 guys show up almost every morning, Monday through Thursday, for about 6 weeks. So that's something that was huge for us, got everybody in shape and everybody's ready to go. So going into training camp shouldn't even be, training camp should just be basically second nature because of that.
The trio of captains set to lead this year's Scarlet Hawks squad include offensive and defensive lineman Josh Legore, quarterback Ryan Pearl, and offensive and defensive jack-of-all-trades Brendan White.
For me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, you talk about tough, smart football players that are great, amazing leaders and amazing young men. It was a no-brainer, and Ryan Pearl, Brendan White, Josh Legore have done an outstanding job so far, and as well as our other seniors. Those kids, they know that the time is now. They know that they have the pieces in place, and they've just been working tirelessly. It's been so awesome to see.
I've always kind of been the lead by example kind of guy, and I like to yell and motivate, and I like to get in people's faces, and I like to bring energy to the team.
It was pretty cool that we only had 3 this year. So from the wide variety of all the seniors, it was pretty cool.
I think we all have our unique characteristics that can really bring us together as a strong captain corps. So I really think we each have our own special set of skills that each kid can relate to and follow.
While the team has many experienced veterans returning, nearly half of the roster is made up of underclassmen who are eager to make a strong first impression on the program.
We have a great team this year, building off last season's success. We should have a good year.
I think we can do it. I think as long as we work together as a team, we could do really well this season. This team can go, this team is a very good team. I think we've got what it takes, definitely.
I definitely think some of our younger guys can step up, and we definitely got some senior leadership that can step up and lead the way.
We have a lot of big sophomores, a lot of athletic sophomores. The kids that are eager to play, they're eager to play on Friday nights, and they're eager to get to work. I mean, we had, in the mornings, Tim, we had almost 60 kids every morning during the summer, Monday through Thursday, and that's from top to bottom, sophomores, juniors, seniors, and some freshmen. The great thing that I'm seeing from our sophomores is that they're watching what the seniors are doing, they're leading, they're taking the example that the seniors are setting for them, and they're understanding that they are going to have an impact on this team. They're going to be expected to have an impact on this team, and I think they're excited. There's a lot of excitement with those guys back there.
Last year, Milford had a unique offensive approach, mixing in 2 completely different schemes. I asked Coach Vizakis if fans can expect that same approach once again in the 2018 season.
It's going to be similar, but it's also going to be a little different. But it's all based off of the personnel that we have, the strengths of the guys that we have. So I think you're going to see a little bit of what we did last year, and but there's going to be a few new wrinkles in there too. So
it should be a lot easier this year with both of us having a year of experience under our belts. We had a great team last year. Should be able to build off that. War package and spread package were working good towards the end of the year. So I mean, this year should be a lot smoother.
If we do get into war, we got our quarterback returning who had over 150 plays at the position last year, and I mean, you talk about just a tough kid being able to do what he did at his size. And Colby coming back, he's feeling strong. He's throwing the ball. He looked good this summer. So it was definitely a bonus to have those two guys back for sure.
That's something that I feel like it also makes us unique as a team, and definitely makes us versatile. To be able to come out in one package, keep it tight, and then ground and pound, and then be able to come out and then air it out and throw the ball, I think is what keeps us, keeps us very competitive, and what keeps us, in the loop of games. Because sometimes the offense is a very quick change, and it keeps everybody on their toes, and you never know what you're going to be able to throw at the opponent.
Defensively, the team hopes their size and strength up front and their veteran savvy in the secondary will be a recipe for success.
Our defensive line, our linebackers are going to be strong, but then we have 2 senior safeties that are going to be leading the way back there. Hugo Lopes will be in the mix, Matt Shaver, Brendan White a little bit, and we've got a really strong, physical, tough defense that's going to be tough for any offense, in my opinion.
Last year, the Hawks nearly pulled off a stunning upset win in the first round of the playoffs. This year, the program hopes to not only return to the postseason, but they hope to have a long and successful playoff run.
Our goal for this season is, we just want to win. We're developing a winning culture here, and we want, I know a lot of guys, like I said earlier, very hungry to get going and very hungry to just attack what we have in front of us. There's something here that we feel is very, very special coming off of this camp that we just did as a team. We feel that we have the ability to be one of the best teams in the Hockomock this year, and we just feel that, what we have can take us miles.
After a full off season, after our camp, and after everything that the boys have been really working for this year, we're going to hit the ground running. We have no reason to believe that we're going backwards. We're going forward.
Coming up next month, the group Thanks to Yanks will be hosting their 12th annual 9/11 Tribute Dinner. This non-political event is meant to say thank you for the sacrifices made by military members, veterans, first responders, and their families, including Blue and Gold Star families. The tribute dinner will be held on Tuesday, September 11th, over at the Doubletree Hotel from 6 to 8:15 p.m. Registration is required prior to the dinner as seating will be limited. To find out more information or to register, simply log on to thankstoyanks.org. And here's a heads up that on September 20th, the Milford Regional Medical Center Auxiliary will be hosting their annual Taste of the Towns. Attendees at this year's Taste of the Towns will have a chance to sample dishes from 17 different restaurants. There will also be a 50-50 raffle, as well as a raffle for gift baskets. The Taste of the Towns will take place on Thursday, September 20th, over at the Crystal Room beginning at 6 p.m. Tickets to the event are $35 in advance and $40 at the door. For more information or to purchase advance tickets, you can email auxiliary@milreg.org. Before we wrap things up, we want to remind you that the Milford Youth Center Telethon is coming up in just a few short weeks. The telethon will be live on all Milford TV platforms on Saturday, September 15th from 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. The telethon will be jam-packed with live performances with the goal of raising money to help further develop the Youth Center's music room. We'll be back on air with our next new installment of the Milford Informer on September 7th. We hope you will join us then. Until next time, from all of us here at Milford TV, this is Tim Coet saying have a great week. So long, everybody.